Okay, here's one of the biggest, most important lessons I ever learned. And there were a lot of those that came in during those first couple of years, but this is one that changed everything. It was a game changer for me. And that was this idea of a relaunch. Actually, that's not the idea. I'll get to the idea in just a minute, the one factor that made an incredible difference. And so we'd done $1,650 for that first launch. Absolutely epic, amazing, backflips, fantastic, huge boost of confidence. All of a sudden, we've got revenue, I'm in business, Yahoo, amazing, okay? So then sales are trickling in, and then I came up with this idea of a sale, that we would actually reduce the price of our subscription. Now, the price of our subscription back then was $225 per quarter. So someone could get a 1 quarter for, the 3-month subscription for $225 or a year for $700. And that was one of the things that I got right from the start, was not undercharging. I now know that $225 was just a terrible price. I know a lot more about marketing and offers and pricing. And the reality is if I would have kept it under $200, say at $199 or $197, I probably would have made a lot more sales. If I had moved the price up to $297 or $299, I probably would have made just as many sales, but I would have made more money. That $225 is just, in that market, is in a dead zone. There are magical prices. But that isn't even what I learned. I mean, that's what I've learned since then when I've looked at so many more offers in my coaching business. In any case, I decided to do a sale, basically have a sale for 1 week that people could get it instead of $225 for a quarter. I think it was $185 for a quarter. So it was a pretty significant discount. And this was, I don't know, maybe 4, 5, 6 months after that initial launch. So we did $1,650. Now we built up some prospects. We sent it out to the I put together some email copies, said, hey, we're having a sale. You can get it for $185 instead of $225. And as you might suspect, we made some sales. And it was fantastic. In fact, in the first 6 days, so I said it's going to be for 1 week because I don't want it to be for sale forever, right? So the 1 week long sale, and in that first 6 days of that sale, we did about $3,000 in sales, which was fantastic. It was like we doubled the initial launch, that $1,650. And then something magical happened. In the last 24 hours, I doubled the sales. It went from $3,000 all the way up to $6,000. And that was the lesson. I could literally see these orders pouring in as we count down to the very end of the sale period. And it's the power of a deadline. It's the power of taking someone to the point where you got to make a decision, yes or no. It's the mental trigger, scarcity. Like there was this scarce deadline for when they had to act to get the deal. And I've seen this over and over and over since then. When you put a deadline on something, when you take them and lead them up to the brink of decision and saying, you got to make a decision right now or else, in this case, or else the discount went away, there's a lot of different or else's. And the power of a deadline is incredible. And I've used it ever since then. And it became a core piece of what I teach. A core piece of product launch formula is having a hard deadline. At the end of your launch, you have to have a deadline. And it will generally double your results. So if you only want to get half the sales, half the results, and ultimately be able to help half the people, impact half the people, then don't have a deadline. If you want to double your results, double the impact, double your income, double the money, double the sales, then find a way to put a deadline on your offer. Absolutely game changer. And so that first launch, $1,650. The next launch, approximately $6,000. Boom, we're off. It's step on board the success train, because who knows where this thing is going. So I'm Jeff Walker. This is 20 years and 30 days. I'm putting out a video a day for you to basically teach you the lessons, the trials, the tribulations, the lessons learned, the disasters in my first 20 years in online business. If you're watching this at jeffwalker.com, if you're watching this on my Facebook page, on my YouTube channel. Just scroll on down, leave a comment for me, give me some reaction. That deadline is incredibly important. You need to put that into your marketing. If there's someone else you think that could benefit from this, then share it with them, and let's go get them this week.